I think the big question for today is, who are you when the rest of the world isn't looking? It doesn't mean that you live a secret life. It doesn't mean that you are inauthentic or that you are necessarily putting on a mask in any way, shape, or form. What it means is that when you're trying to get to the crux of who you are you deeply wanting something because you are hoping that you're going to make somebody proud as a result of it, meaning when you attain it? Or is it that when you have that thing, you feel like maybe you'll get more approval from certain people, from a specific person? Um, Maybe once the end result happens, you're then going to feel more fulfilled because you believe that suddenly you will know the secret to life. These are all big questions that swirl around us when we are trying to really identify what it is that we want in the journey of manifestation. Manifestation is coming home to yourself. I say it all the time and I absolutely stand by it. It is literally about peeling back the layers to get to the core of who you are. See, it doesn't mean that you don't know who you are. It means that we live in a world where when we were growing up, it was about making mom and dad, or mom or dad, mom and mom, dad and dad, however it is for you, making them proud, right? Feeling shameful if we were doing something that was against the rules or something that would be frowned upon. It was about chasing the reward of pleasing others. And as we continue to go through life, there were different constructs or different structures that we were presented with where the same concept applied. For example, in school, if you study hard, you get an A. If you get an A, the teacher's happy. If you get an A, whatever, student body is happy. But of course, family is going to be happy. And the same thing goes for anything, right? Like, even if you did like organized sports when you were, growing up, if you played or practiced hard, played well, you would win or you would score and people would cheer you on. The thing is that there are so many things in this world that are external validation as opposed to internal validation. It doesn't mean all of those things are wrong. It just means that we have to learn what it really means to want something because we want it, not because we believe that it's going to make other people happy or that we will be happy because others will be happy. So, when I say to think about who you are when the rest of the world isn't looking, means, are you going to be proud of yourself when you reach that goal? And are you going to feel okay about it when there's no one else validating? Are you going to feel just as accomplished if there isn't someone that looks at you and says, job well done? It's a tough question. Sometimes we can be quick to answer it and say, yeah, of course I can do that. But when you put yourself in the situation of finally attaining that thing, and you're so excited and you want to share that excitement with other people. So, how do we then start to learn more about internal validation? In my journey of manifestation, because it's a never ending process, and I don't mean that in a daunting way, but I mean that as you learn more and more about yourself as you continue to understand the things that you truly want and desire. Because initially, you start to see how much falls away because it was never about what you wanted, it was about what you would feel as a result of having that thing. And so we were chasing feelings or emotions as opposed to truly that particular item or that particular goal. And I think it's beautiful when you're able to uncover, like, actually, that's something I've always wanted. It has nothing to do with maybe something that mom like said to me when I was younger and I felt like I needed to prove. Or maybe, it's not about like what other people think. It's something that I feel like really good about once I get there. Like those are the things that we start to like say or feel when we're manifesting from a place of wholeness. It's not that we are in lack and feeling like once we have this, then this happens. I'm going to give you an example. So I used to date someone, let's say, and this person would say, when I when I move to this place, everything's going to change. When I finally get that goal, I'm going to finally then start my new adventure of getting healthier. And it was always about the future. And like, once I get there, then this will finally happen. And the thing is that that's one of the first indications that tells you that you're not wanting from wholeness, you're wanting from lack because you're giving the power to that place or to that thing because you're saying that once you get there, you'll finally experience the emotion or the feeling of being whole, of feeling satisfied, of feeling, you know, all all good, right? And so because you'll finally feel that way, then XYZ can happen. Think about what type of energy that sends out, right? Because you're acknowledging right now, I don't have those feelings within me. I don't have that emotion within me. And so, what type of situations or people do you think that you will bring in or magnetize in towards you because you're saying you don't have those things? Well, either A, you're going to magnetize people who are incongruent, or not incongruent, sorry, that are in that exact same mindset, or B, you will actually bring some people in that might have the thing that you want and experience a lot of resistance towards it because you feel like you don't already have those emotions or feelings within you. And you won't get them until you get to that point. So, how do you change it? How do you start to create a new reality in which you already feel that emotion, feel that feeling? The very first step is to become. And I know that that goes without saying. It's like, okay, so you become that person. That sounds simple and yet impossible. Yeah, it's kind of true. It would seem impossible when you are in a place of feeling incredible lack. But yes, simply put, you become, there are definitely baby steps that you take to get there. And the very first baby step that I did was tuning into my own energy to understand where I was feeling imbalances within my own body's energy centers. So if you are feeling like you're chasing a goal constantly, or you're saying those phrases like, when I have X, then X will happen, then this is something for you. I have a free body scan that you can do. The link is in the description box below. And I encourage you to give it a try. Tune into your body's energy centers. Find out where you're holding your blockages, places of imbalance, and start from there. Once you start at that very basic level, shifts start to happen because you develop a very strong sense of self awareness, but you got to practice. So, my friends, I'm closing this video with asking you the question again: who are you when no one else is looking? I encourage you to hold that question in your heart today and the days moving forward and start to get to the crux of who you are. and start to identify what it is that you truly desire from wholeness. All right, I'll leave you with that. Shine on, my friends.